Now recording.
All right, cool. We ready to get going then?
Or did you check the audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay, that's a weird, okay, I see it. Go ahead, whenever you're ready. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Mama's Boys podcast, where we talk about various topics ranging from anime, video games, TV shows, to just modern news. I'm your host, Raymond, and I'm here with my co-host, Tommy J.
Hey guys.
So, man, how's it going? I know we've been, basically on hiatus for about a week or so?
Yeah, seems like it.
Feels
Well,
like forever.
I'll tell you what, it's been going okay. It hasn't been going bad, hasn't been going great on my part. For me, that break I think was kind of brought on, due to scheduling issues. So that was a little bit frustrating, but that gave me some time to just kind of sit down and sleep. And that's kind of what I did. And then this week I've been
That's all
trying
you
to get,
do.
yeah. In all honesty, that's really all I do. It's kind of, it's a wonder I even made this podcast. But I was going to say, yeah. So last week, a few family members were supposed to come over. They had to postpone that. So we also had to postpone the podcast, and those two are like the only two things I was looking forward to. So last week was quite the disappointment. This week though, it's looking like things are pretty good. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I almost said happy Halloween. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Whoa. Thanksgiving is already here. At work, they're already playing Christmas songs and stuff. We got our $6 Thanksgiving meal,
Are you
dog.
serious? It's Thanksgiving, and they're singing why are they singing Christmas songs? Come on.
Because it's... Honestly, I don't know. I feel like they just skip Thanksgiving, basically.
Thanksgiving's the best one.
Nah, I don't really like Thanksgiving. Like, yeah, you can eat and stuff, but I can eat any other day, too.
This is gonna be an argument. I'm gonna have to fire you.
You got something to say about Thanksgiving? Go ahead and speak up. Say your piece, boy.
Okay, first of all, I'm your boss here. I'm sorry. I'm not going to play that. No, I was gonna say, no, I like Thanksgiving, honestly, better than any of the other holidays, because I feel like Christmas, yeah, as great as Christmas can be, sometimes it feels like it's a little convoluted with excessive amounts of gifts and gift giving, and that's what people seem to think it's all about. But I like Thanksgiving because I find some of my better memories come from it, and some of my worst memories as well. But I don't know, it's just kind of like Christmas without the presents. All you do is sit down and be a family, and my family likes to watch movies and eat a big old dinner, and it's kind of relaxing.
I feel you. I also feel that with bigger families, you get Thanksgiving every day at dinner. So,
You had something
I
to
don't
say
know
about
if you
family?
well, no, I was just saying that I think with bigger families, that you get like Thanksgiving every night for dinner, you know what I mean?
Well, that is true. You do have to cook an excessive amount of food to feed up to like my family's a big one, 7 people. Every night, every dinner is a big dinner. And so now I'm conditioned. Whenever my parents tell me, "Hey, go cook some dinner," I take the big old pot out, and I cook for like 3 kingdoms.
But what you even make? What comes to your mind first when you decide I'm a cook?
Honestly, my first thing that comes to my mind is like some barbecue chicken on top of rice. But then sometimes we don't have the stuff to make that, so then I make like a potato, onion, and carrots with ground beef spread over it and butter and stuff, and it actually tastes pretty good on top of rice as well. Or I'll make spaghetti, and I can make a real fine spaghetti. I dare say, I rival freaking Gordon Ramsay with my
Dude,
my cuisines.
you make spaghetti and you single? The hell? What?
Look, man. Hey. It's different when you're inside for as long as I have been. Like before COVID and all this stuff happened, I didn't know how to cook at all. But now I can cook like shepherd's pie. Well, not really, but like I could learn pretty easily. I can cook a mighty fine fried rice as well. Let's see, and I don't know. You just kind of learn as you go. You know what I'm saying?
You know how to make it. You know how to make it. What you call it? Egg roll.
But those are my favorite dish, and I actually do know how to make an egg roll because my mother makes some really good ones, and she made some earlier this year, and I got to help her with that, and that was really fun because that's a very nostalgic dish for me. Specifically the type that my mom makes, but I'm sure, and I can't remember the recipe off the top of my head, but I'm sure I could just ask my mom for the recipe, and I'd be able to make some real good egg rolls.
Yeah, okay, I feel you. You're gonna have to send me some. Dang.
Hey, if we ever get together, I'll cook you up something.
Awesome, awesome. And by the way, too, thank you for asking, but my week has been splendid. It has been perfect. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
just
yeah, do
been,
tell.
well, shit. I just been working, man. I just been
Right,
really
yeah, I feel you.
working. Had a loss in the family.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's whack. It's whack. Um, oh, I got my first like voice acting role officially as
Oh
well
yeah, no
last
way.
week. Yeah. Shut up. I already told you this. What?
Yeah, hey, it's for the podcast.
Hey, for the viewers, for you. But got my first voice acting role in an audio drama. Can't say too much about it, but I'll definitely link it in the podcast when it comes out in December. The first episode, I mean, and you guys will be able to kind of check it out. You know what I mean? So that's exciting.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome. I'm really excited to see what your role entails and everything. I'm excited for whatever it is comes out.
Yeah.
Because you know me, always there to support my friends, man.
Oh yeah. You already know. You already know. But
Yeah.
on the topic of excitement, let's talk about Kyle. No,
God
let's talk about
damn it.
Spider-Man.
Like, no,
Spider-Man,
we
man.
we can't just move past that. You can't just do that.
No, we'll get on Kyle in a
Oh my,
minute. We'll get on him in a
oh,
minute.
oh no.
But for now, I wanna talk about
You
Spider-Man No
just
Way Home.
fucking
Okay.
dropped us into the deep end like we were your child that you're trying to teach how to swim.
Oh, more like when SpongeBob fell down that hole to rock bottom.
More speaking of Spider-Man, it was more like when Tom Holland got crushed by that car, but was able to lift it. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go back to Spider-Man.
That was Spider-Man. Anyway, so what do you think about the trailer? We should have done a
Um,
reaction video to it, honestly.
dude, we
Like,
should just do a reaction video to like everything now.
yeah, I mean, might as well. What do you guys think? Just leave it in the comments if you think you want to watch piss himself over every
Did
little
you
thing.
you just doxed me? You
I
stupid.
meant, I'm
You.
sorry.
I don't want you to even be a host on this podcast anymore. Like I've been on the edge about it. I've been thinking about it. I'm ready to just like kick you off and find a better host. Jeez, man. Come on.
Might as well. Might as
Step up your
well.
game. You're better than
Yes.
this.
Yeah. Do better. Yeah. Sorry. I'll do better. I'll do better, Tommy.
All right, cool.
Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, should definitely do some more reaction videos. Um. But what do you think about the trailer? Sorry, you go ahead. I asked you.
I think. Hold on, let me think. I have to mentally go back to when I watched the trailer. There's a lot to unpack in that trailer. It definitely gave like I'm surprised. It looks like they brought that the lightning villain.
You mean Electro?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but correct me if I'm wrong, but is he not the same villain from the Amazing Spider-Man? With Andrew, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's the exact same one. I
Right, but
thought
they
you already
changed
knew
the
this
way
already, though.
he looked.
Yeah. They changed his costume. It's still the same actor, though.
Right, I saw that, but it seems like he's not a big blue guy anymore with a battery on his head. He's now like from the comic books. He's got like the star-shaped face and everything. And if anything, like it looks kind of goofy, but I don't know. Maybe it'll look better in the movie.
I mean, it did look better in the trailer. It looked like
Yeah, for the
great.
split second I saw it, it looked pretty goofy. I mean, but that's just a pet peeve.
Hey, it is what it is. But
Personally, I was a fan of what's it called?
the
The Amazing Spider-Man, the blue version. It's just I don't know. It looked more
yeah, I
menacing.
mean, he looked cool. He looked cool, but I when it first showed up, I was all like, I don't remember Electro looking like this. The hell? What he got?
Yeah, well, I do agree with that. When I was little, not when I was little, but like 6 years ago when those movies were coming out, I was like, man, Spider-Man's back, and my parents wouldn't let me watch it. I don't know why, probably too violent or something. But I just remember that's not the Electro guy from the comics.
I can identify him. It was weird. Uh, Man, you know who they should add? They should have added Shocker as well. Like that would have been cool. Electro and Shocker.
Shocker.
Let's go.
Wait, who is
Let's
he?
go. He's just another electric type villain.
Is he one a villain like specific to Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about him then. Still,
I don't know
look, I
too much
don't.
about the background and stuff, but we can get into that on another video.
Bro, Doctor Octavius though, he looks no different than he did back when Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did it look like he aged a bit, really. Honestly, it did not.
Well, it makes me wonder how
And
Green Goblin's gonna look as well.
shoot, yeah, I forgot. William Defoe is still playing him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for that. Shoot, man. But also too, I saw a lizard in the trailer and Sandman as well.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
surprised Sandman is there because Sandman wasn't evil. He was just trying to what was he trying to do? He was trying to help his daughter. I think she was like sick or something, right? And he was trying to get money to
I think she had like
pay for her
cancer or
care.
something, and he was trying to help her out.
Yeah. So like, I guess right now, like, if the theories are correct, because there's a lot of theories going around saying they are getting pulled out of time from right before they were killed by Spider-Man, and which I don't even think. I think it's already confirmed, but even before Sandman died, he was already Spider-Man forgave him. Shit, like they were chill.
Wait, how did he
OD.
die in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
I'm pretty. Did he die?
I'm not sure.
Shoot, I actually don't remember. That was so long. I watched that years ago when I was a child. I think the ending of him mm, was it was did he get turned into like mud? I think
I
he
don't
got
know.
turned into mud.
Man, what a way to go.
Yeah, it sucks.
Sandman.
But still, like he wasn't even evil. So I'm just confused why all these guys are fighting him. Because it looks like in the trailer, uh, like Doc Ock, he seems chill. He seems like he's just kind of chilling with them. Chilling with Strange.
Right.
But then we're also missing Venom because he was in Tobey Maguire's shit too. At the same time as Sandman and
Well, actually, no. I think that we do have Venom. Not the Tobey
you
Maguire
think
Venom
so?
though. It's already
Oh, you think
confirmed
the
that the
Tom
Venom
Hardy?
from Tom Hardy Venom. That guy. It's already confirmed he's in the Tom Holland Spider-Man universe.
Okay. I don't
So
know if
they're
they'll
just
like
kind
have
of
him
dumping.
specifically though, because it doesn't seem like they're pulling the enemies from Tom's universe though. It feels like they might take the Venom from back then in Toby's universe.
I don't know. Maybe. I feel like
I
they're
don't
just trying
know.
to retcon that Venom though.
Yeah. And I'm still curious to see like how many of those bad guys are gonna come back because so far they're missing Rhino from the end of Amazing Spider-Man and then Norman Osborn's son Harry who
That's
played the
true.
New Goblin. So we're missing two fools,
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
that's exciting. Um, but if they're what concerns me about the movie is they're bringing in so many villains at once. It kind of makes the odds feel a little tilted towards their favor versus like three Spider-Mans. Like, come on, Spider-Man. Like, don't get me wrong, he's strong, he's badass and everything. But I don't know. I don't think even three Spider-Mans could make it or like win against as many villains as they're throwing at them.
But Spider-Man has beaten way more than that. Well, he fought
No.
Thanos' entire army.
He didn't fight his entire army. He had the
Okay,
freaking
he
Iron
fought it.
Spider. Iron Man fought the entire army
Okay,
for the most part.
okay. You believe what you want, but I believe that Spider-Man's got it. I'm
He does
just
have his Iron Spider suit. That's gonna be pretty cool.
he does, and he has Toby and Andrew. So I'm curious if he's gonna modify their suits as well. You know what I
I
mean?
wonder
Even
about Toby
though,
and
like,
Andrew too. If the like you know how Toby has like web shooters that come from his hand,
yeah,
or he shoots webs like from his blood or whatever, and Andrew shoots webs from his web shooters, just like Tom Holland. So I wonder if they're going to keep that for Tobey Maguire, or if they're going to make it so he also has web shooters.
okay, because Toby didn't have web shooters. He shot him from his wrist, right?
Yeah, just straight out of his wrist.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like without that, he's just kind of a glorified gymnast.
But then again, it might be more easy to aim if you have web shooters. So
Yeah, perhaps. I like the aesthetic of the web shooters though in the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield because I don't know. I like how they had that little red burst right as they shot and the little smoke effect. It was kind of cool.
oh yeah, but it also like leave him open to like attack, because like I think Lizard crushed him or something, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh man, I'm excited though. But which Spider-Man's your favorite? Like of all of the three Spider-Mans that we have so far in their movies, which ones personally do you think are you most excited for?
I mean, right now, obviously, you know, Toby is the OG, but um, I like Tom. I really do. I feel like he's
Yeah.
been. It's like the same thing like with Doctor Who. The current Doctor is always like, it's not everybody's favorite, but it's like it grows on you. You know what I mean? And Tom's growing on me. He feels like the Spider-Man right now.
Right. Honestly, I have to say Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man. Not my favorite Peter Parker, but my favorite Spider-Man.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. So like I really like his performance. Like I don't know, he's too handsome to be like a good nerdy Peter Parker, you know what I'm saying? Like he's too much of like just a good-looking and cocky individual, you know, but like his personality works really well once you've got the mask on and the suit and everything. Because like I don't know, it's just the way he carries himself in the movie. So like in I don't know if it was the first one or the second one, but there's this scene where he's like getting this car thief or something. I don't know, he just played with him. It was funny, and he was really sarcastic. And I was like, man, this feels like what Spider-Man would be like. Because like even though yeah, Peter Parker's a nerdy individual, you know, once he's behind the mask and everything, he would probably gain some form of like a superiority complex, and he'd
Yeah.
be a little more confident because he also understands he's a lot stronger and a lot more capable than other people.
I mean, absolutely. I feel you. I feel you.
And so personally, I really enjoy like those movies too because they have a bit of a darker tone. Um, but I think Tobey Maguire had the best, or actually no, I'd say Tom Holland has the best Peter Parker.
Yeah, he obviously had Andrew and Toby to learn from. So he kind of put both of their attributes into action and
Mhm.
combined them with himself and his quirkiness. And he just
Yeah,
feels like fucking Peter Parker.
yeah, I think
Also,
too. It's because of his youth, if how youthful he looks as well. It really helps sell the act that he's like he's a high school student, whereas the other Peter
yeah,
Parkers like they looked like they were in their 20s, and they were because they looked older. Or actually, no. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. He still looked like he was in his 20s, but like they still were like, yeah, he's going to high school, and so that kind of was, eh. But I like Tom Holland and Zendaya and who's the third actor, his friend, because they all look quite youthful, and help sell the
yeah.
act that they're actually high schoolers.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. And um, yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Definitely agree with you. I'm
Right.
thinking too, like, along with them, there was also this another theory that the particles that we were seeing when Doctor Strange was talking about, the portal being opened back up and stuff, where he can't stop them from coming through, was that Miles Morales, the other Spider-Man, was going to, you
Oh,
watch Spider-Man like Oh,
Into
what
the
was it?
Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
I hadn't actually considered that. That's a good point you make. Honestly, I don't know if like Disney and Marvel are mad enough to pull a stunt like that, but I guess it's a possibility. And if they do, that'll be insane. That'll be awesome. But I don't know. Like,
Live action Miles Morales. That would be really crazy. And they were saying that because the particles were the same ones from the portals back into the Spider-Verse.
oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. I'll have to go and like re-review the portal. I wasn't paying that close attention apparently. Um, but yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know. I'm really hoping to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man again. I think it's already pretty much confirmed though that Andrew Garfield is going to be in the movie.
I mean, I feel
Just,
like it's already confirmed they're both going to be in the movie. Now,
I
at
mean,
this
yeah,
point in
but
time, like,
apparently there's been a bunch of like alleged like leaks and stuff on Twitter about it.
yeah. No, the only reason they haven't said shit was because they don't want to spoil it. But it's already been spoiled. Everybody knows. The more they keep hiding it, the more it's already confirmed. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and they're also under contract, so I'm pretty sure they're actually legally not allowed to say shit until the movie is released.
Well, not them. I'm talking about like Disney and them haven't said shit. You know, they haven't like announced who's in the movies. You know,
Sorry, I just sneezed out my left lung.
I thought you were having a freaking like seizure.
No, no. No, sorry, allergies, man. They'll mess you up.
No, I feel you. I feel you. But anyway, let's talk about Kyle.
Wait, before we talk about Kyle, wait, actually, is this even a topic worth talking? Nah, yeah, let's talk about Kyle.
Let's talk about Kyle. Well, I don't actually know too much on the
Yeah, I don't know anything
whole
about it either. I
story.
just heard about, the basic premise of it.
Can you hear all the notifications coming in on my computer?
I could hear one, and that was like at the beginning, so no.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, so with Kyle, all that I know that I've been told from research was that um he shot somebody. Really, he had a AK. Somebody threatened to kill him. They had a skateboard, and somebody said they tried to hit him over the head with the skateboard.
Yeah.
But anyway, obviously I'm stupid and I don't know much about what happened. But there
Yeah,
was a
same
lot of
here.
racket on Twitter when he was found not guilty for
Mhm.
killing that guy. And there's been a lot of
Well, I
TikTok
think I
posted
think a lot
about
of
how. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you have an opinion?
sorry. I was gonna say, but I feel like there's a lot of controversy because like he killed a guy simply for the fact that he killed a guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like anytime death is involved in a situation, that's typically an extreme, in my opinion, or at least it should be. There's always going to be a polarization. There's going to be a side that says he's guilty and a side that says he's not guilty because of whatever. Some are going to believe in whatever reason he gives or is ruled out, and others are going to believe in whatever is ruled against him. I don't know any of the details on it. Honestly, it's not in my interest. Like, I'm just not interested enough in the case to actually do any research on it, so I don't care enough at the moment. But I don't know. All the controversy has made me think about looking into it a little more. So I just don't really have an opinion on the matter. I just know that I guess he shot a guy or two or something, and now the court was like it was self-defense. Not that I'm saying it was or wasn't. I just, I don't know.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Sorry, my whole thing, my Wi-Fi just crapped out.
Oh, oof. All right. Well, that's okay. I can just, fix that in post.
Okay. Were you talking? Were you saying something?
But yeah. I was just saying my opinion on the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. I was just saying, like, I'm not here to take any sides, and like, I just know what I've heard. I've heard that, like, I guess the court, ruled out him being innocent, and like I said, not taking any sides, not saying he is or isn't innocent. I just don't know it. I literally don't even know enough on the situation to have an opinion on it.
Yeah, no, I feel you, I feel you. All I really watched was I think it was like prosecutor talking to him on the stand and stuff. But yeah, a lot of drama going on about that. But anyway, like I said, I have no opinion on it either. But other than that, have you seen any new new games that are coming out? I noticed there's a lot of fucking new games and shows that are coming out.
Oh yeah. Oh
Netflix
yeah.
shows I don't know if you've seen Arcane. Have you seen Arcane? It's like a new Netflix show about League of Legends. Like, you don't have to watch League of Legends, or you don't have to play League of Legends to understand what the show's about. But so far it's pretty good. This one I don't want to give spoilers. I'm not gonna give spoilers.
I
Fuck
haven't.
it,
I
I
have.
will. Spoiler alert.
Oh
No,
boy.
what I've been watching and stuff. This dude, at the beginning, this dude and his friends were like, I guess they were like doing a protest or something. I only watched a little bit of the first episode. Um, and the people he was traveling with died, and their kids were like left alone, so he took them in and stuff, and now they live in like this ghetto underground, while the rich people are chilling at the top, above ground and stuff. It's kind of one of those like we need to take down the hierarchy kind of theme. That's what it feels like.
Fascinating. I know nothing about that either. Sorry, I'm completely useless here.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just talking about new shows, and that one really caught my attention. The animation specifically, it looks really fucking good.
Speaking of new shows, I don't know if any of you guys follow like what Markiplier's work, but he's everyone knows Markiplier is a YouTuber. He is releasing a new heist, if you know what the heist of Markiplier is, but he's making the sequel to it, which is Markiplier in Space. That's a really fun YouTube Red series that is free, and y'all should check out his channel whenever it comes out. So keep tabs. But also, he is starring in a Netflix TV show called The Edge of Sleep that is based off an audio drama that he made in working with a studio known as Q Code that makes high production audio dramas. And I listened to it and it was pretty good. And I don't know, I haven't heard any news on the show, but if you can look up like the cast members and everything on it, obviously Markiplier is the main character. But yeah, I like and I've listened to the audio drama, so I can tell you the story's pretty good and I recommend it.
Okay, I see you. I haven't watched a YouTube Red series in a long time.
Yeah, well,
Think it was,
this one's free, so you can watch it at any given point you want. And you can even watch the first one, but it's like an interactive story. So you get to make decisions in it. There's multiple endings and everything.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool. The last one I watched, I think, was like Scare PewDiePie when he had that series going on.
Yeah, I never actually watched that one.
Speaking about never watched, have you watched F is for Family?
I haven't.
It's this oh fuck, season 5 out right now. It's this show about this 1950s, 1950s, 1970s family. It's like, yeah, more 50s family, and it's just funny because it's just really just showing this average life of this 1950s family. The dad who's fucking verbally abusive and shit, and the mom who stays home and takes care of the kids and cooks and is trying to, start home business, but husband doesn't believe that she'll get anywhere. Son
And
that
so,
smoke
that
weed,
sounds like a
and
relaxing watch.
it's funny. It's really hilarious. If you like Family Guy, you'll like that.
Huh. All right. Cool.
But yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show. But on
Yeah.
to like what was I gonna say? Video I was gonna say, but on to the video games though. Warner Brothers just put out the trailer for Multiverses, okay? Let's really talk about that real quick because
Oh, yeah,
I'm really shocked. They fucking Shaggy's got ultra Shaggy's got Ultra Instinct. Finally,
Shaggy
Warner
rivals
Brothers
Goku.
has recognized it. Yeah, but the only thing
We
is
did
though,
it, boys. We did it,
Yeah.
boys.
yeah,
All of you in the chat, I don't know, like give us like an F or something. I don't know what to, like, pay respect, like and subscribe. Stand and salute. I don't know, something patriotic or shit. But we did it.
I mean, definitely. They said that they were only allowed to put Shaggy in with only 0.0001% of his power, so we're not gonna really get to see all that he can do. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, they nerfed my baby boy.
They had to. He was gonna break the damn game.
That's true, but I feel they should make some sort of like secret. So like if you do the right combo or something, if anyone can ever figure, or maybe not combo because everyone would use it, but they should make some sort of secret that's like really really difficult, like stupidly difficult to achieve that would allow you to have real Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Sure, I mean, he can power up and he has the aura and everything.
No, I want the white hair. I want like faster than light movement.
Faster, like they can't do that. That's fucking like honestly, too. He's probably faster. The trailer is most likely slowed down so that way our tiny minds can comprehend everything that's going on in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense too. With a freaking deity, with the power of someone as it like and as intense and just the big dicketry of Shaggy. It's hard to really it's kind of hard to follow his movements and comprehend anything he does.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how do you think he catches all those ghosts and monsters and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
dude, he kicks Superman's ass.
He did. So far, I know we talked about this last time, but last time I was just referring to a leak, though. This one we have the trailer out now. We got Shaggy in there, and let me tell you too, like this rivals the Nickelodeon what you call it, Nickelodeon All Star Smash Brawl, All Stars
Oh yeah.
Brawl. Only because like obviously the characters are better in this one. There's voice acting, and they're even announcing the voice actors on Twitter. So multiverses, if you follow them, each time one gets on. As well
I
as
don't know.
actually taking like advice from people like who they want to see in the game.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited that I heard that the Nickelodeon All Star whatever had no voice acting and like didn't have like barely any sound effects or something. I don't know. Or
I
was
have
it just
sound
no?
effects. There was just no voices on the characters, so it was like you were just silently playing.
Mm. Yeah, that's kind of boring. They half-assed that.
They really did. Kind of put it out halfway done, like Fallout 76. But we won't talk about that.
No,
Let's talk
Fallout
about that
76
though,
was a
real
piece of
quick.
hot garbage.
No, it
I'm
wasn't. You
kidding.
piece
I'm
of
kidding.
shit.
I know it was a joke. It was a joke. Freaking jeez, spare me the wrath of
Fallout 70.
the Lord himself.
Yes. Um. No, Fallout 76 wasn't like terrible. It was if you play Fallout and you play that shit religiously like me. Um, Now it was a little bit of a letdown with the multiplayer online, all that stuff. The story I liked. Um, the one part I didn't like is that there were certain missions where you had to have like multiple ass people.
Right.
Either that or you had to be just the most OP person in the game with the best weapons and all that crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
So you
feel.
had two options. Like even at spoiler alert again, but if you guys haven't played Fallout 76, then I mean you should have already. If you have played it, I mean you already know what's happened. But at the end of the game, or at least the main campaign, you have to fight the Scorch Beast Queen, and the entire army of Scorch Beasts that are trying to kill you because you have to nuke an entire area to like start that final event.
Right.
And a lot of people need. I know I've seen some people do it by themselves, but majority of people aren't like at level 200 or whatever to be able to fight her, a higher level than her with good weapons. So people make the whole server come. They'll get a group of friends, get a whole server, and then fight the Scorch Beast Queen and stuff. So I didn't like how sometimes I didn't like how you had to have other people to help you with stuff. Originally in Fallout games, you're single player. You do everything by yourself. If something's hard, you just go level up. I like it that way. And if they're gonna make a multiplayer, I feel like it should be like 1 to 4 people. You know what I mean? Kind of like Borderlands. How you can play like split screen or online and stuff. But it's not like everybody and their fucking mother is on the same, same server. It's just you and 3 other people.
Right.
That's much more easily manageable.
Well, and I heard they had some issues with the actual leveling up system as well.
It was taking so long to level up.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, do
they
tell.
fixed what do you mean though? It was just taking so long to level up. It was taking way too much XP.
Do you get XP if you like work in a party or something? Kind of like in Borderlands.
Shit, now you get XP for walking. And anything your teammates do as well. Build stuff, kill a creature. Of course, you get reduced XP because you didn't do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But now anything you and people in your party do, you get XP for. Either that or it was like a perk and I didn't even realize, but I think it was like something that everybody does.
Yeah, cool. Still sound well from what I heard. A lot. Just not enough time, I guess, on Bethesda's side.
It's improved a lot because they actually added a story mode. The first campaign seemed like it's just a bunch of side missions. But
Right.
now they actually added a whole new campaign and a lot of like just other shit.
Are they still updating it?
All the time, yeah. I'm gonna probably still update it until they make another Fallout game.
Interesting. Yeah, I heard that they had also a lot of problems with the merch. They would like advertise pretty good merch and then they would mail it and it did not live up to the hype. Like the bottles that looked like they were glass, like apparently were plastic. They had some cool vault jackets. Those looked like they were made of tarp, apparently.
Somebody said they got a trash bag that was blue. Yeah, somebody said they got a trash bag that was like blue, And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty
what?
much.
Who sent you a trash bag? That was in Bethesda. But it
Maybe
was.
Bethesda felt like goofing them.
Dude, that's basically what happened. That is basically what happened. They just felt like, fuck this. Y'all pre-order the game? Well, you already get what I mean. You already get what I mean. But yeah, the game was like they should have waited to like bring that out. A lot of server issues, just a lot of everything issues. Kind of like Anthem. I don't know if you played that, but I got the demo and was it a demo? No, I bought the game. I think I refunded it, but I played a little bit of it and there was a lot of I might have just been impatient myself too. But there were a lot of like glitches and shit that wasn't working out. Now that I think of it, I might have just been impatient with that one. Yeah, that might have been my bad, but it is what it is. The only other game I ever had problems with playing when I first got him was what was it? Just Cause Breakpoint. I couldn't even get past the first level because I don't know, it was just glitching too much. But I bought that on disc from somebody else because it was cheap. But the disc looked fine. It didn't look like it was messed up or anything. And I put it in and stuff, and I was not able to get past the first level. The first level, the screen would freeze for like. That might have been my fault too. Might have been my Xbox. Shit.
Maybe you just had
Anyway,
to.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to diss your Xbox.
I mean, might as well.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. Anyway, but yeah, there's just been a lot of good new games coming out lately, and it's been pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy. Plus all the shows too that are coming out. Like we already talked about a few, but we got fucking Boba Fett coming out here in December.
Oh yeah, Boba Fett's coming out. Honestly, I'm not too excited for it.
Why not? Why are you excited for Boba Fett?
Well, I don't like that they retconned his death. I don't like that he survived having. I think they killed him, and it was very intentional that he died in the original series. And now we've retconned it for the sake of milking the series for more money.
He's been alive, bro.
No,
When I was
he's
a
been
kid,
alive ever since
he was
in
alive in
some.
the
It's
comics.
in the comics, yeah, but those are like what if comics again, milking for the series. You know what I'm saying?
No, those are canon comics. It was in
I
Legends.
know, I know, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if they killed him on screen like that, honestly, they should. I don't think it was smart to bring him back. And same thing with Darth Maul. It's
Well, they
like the same
didn't
issue
kill him.
there.
He fell down into the Sarlacc. He
I
didn't get
know,
bit or anything,
I
and he
know, but the problem with that
escaped.
is that us saying that he didn't die was something we said after the like after the fact. Really, I'm pretty certain the guys making the movie, like Lucas and them, while making the movie, they probably were like, hey, let's like make him, his jetpack, and then he dies.
Well, maybe, but there are a lot of villains that come back after we think they die. It's not just them.
Yeah, but I feel like that's just lazy writing. It's kind of linear writing, and it's also for the sake of milking a series for the money. It's just another cash grab.
Maybe milking the series, but it's definitely not linear writing. Well, see, I'm fucking
It's very
illiterate. It's
linear
definitely
writing.
not
If they
linear
if they
writing
if
because Darth Maul
I
has
beg
an
to
excellent
differ.
story and excellent writing, and
What
Boba
do you
Fett's an
mean?
excellent character. Well, sorry, I just realized you haven't watched Clone Wars at all. If you watch Clone Wars, you'd understand how great of a character Darth Maul had become, how much character development he's gone through since, he got, supposedly killed on Naboo. You didn't see him talk one time in Phantom
I find it
Menace.
ridiculous that he was able to survive, though, falling as far as he did while being split in half at the waist.
His hatred fueled him.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's the lamest excuse for bringing someone back from the brink of death.
Well, that's always been how um, Sith survive. There were many like old Republic Sith that my list be getting to me now. You got me
Yeah,
talking. There were
that's true. That's
a
true.
bunch of old Republic Sith that survived by pure hatred when
Okay,
they were
maybe
supposed to
maybe
like
so,
die.
but I don't know, and I guess I'm just a little biased. But honestly, like, and I don't even really like Star Wars or Star Trek or things like that to begin with. I like more hard sci-fi, but objectively, I think the story in the first three movies, the very first, not the first three chronologically, but the first three made with like Luke Skywalker, that one was the best story. It was the war aspect and the political aspect of it was, and the pacing was all. It was really well done. I have not. I actually really like the prequels though. I like them as not as much as story, but like they're kind of more. I don't know. They're an easy watch. It's like mindless entertainment watching them. It's just cool visual effects, and
More
I'm just like,
modern
cool.
for you.
What?
It's more modern and it's more fun to watch than the old ones.
I mean, it's more visually fun to watch, but story wise, I wasn't as invested as the older ones. The older ones have a better story, in my opinion, and better writing. But these other ones, these prequels, they don't necessarily have better writing, but they're just more fun to watch because there's just more happening on screen.
Well, you find out a lot more lore from the prequels, and I'm not even just talking about Clone Wars, but
I know, but I feel
just
like
the
lore
prequel
is no
movies.
good if the story, if it really, the movie has to be written well. I don't really care much about the overall or overarching lore or whatever else add-ons that they make after they've already made a one-off. I just
You
care
got to
about
get your
if
ass beat. What was not good about it?
what about what the prequels?
Yeah. What
Well,
do you like
honestly,
about the writing?
there was nothing too terribly wrong with the prequels, except for I think, like how they killed off Qui Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul at the very beginning. Those two, in my opinion, were some of the more interesting characters because like these Qui Gon Jinn's, he's like they just introduced this guy, then he dies, and there's this really cool badass villain, then he dies, and now we're left with like the actual main characters of the series without and there's not enough screen time for the characters that we want to learn more about, like who these random people are. um and then as far as the other movies, I don't know, Anakin moving to the dark side felt a little rushed, not rushed, but like it felt a teeny bit forced in some senses.
How
Like
forced?
I don't know, like, and I get that it was the whole corruption of the dark side, and it was how Emperor Palpatine was trying to persuade him by promising he could protect his family or his wife and kid and whatever. And it's because he was in love, and Jedi's aren't supposed to fall in love because that can be like a fatal weakness, and it's clause for corruption and everything.
Well, not just Palpatine, but he saw bullshit happening when they once again, spoiler alert as well, but if you if you watch Clone Wars, you'll notice you'll realize like how much more actually happened that pushed him. in Clone Wars, Ahsoka got framed for killing, somebody, and
Oh,
it
okay,
wasn't
interesting.
her. It was Barra Sophie, the Jedi Padawan of Lumirai and Dooley.
Hmm. Well, one of my
And
biggest issues with the or not Clone Wars, but with the prequels is that, honestly, I want to watch the prequels to see the history of Darth Vader as a character, and not Anakin. I don't really care much about how Anakin became Darth Vader as much as I care about, well, what did Darth Vader do, And it seems like right as they got to the good points in the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like he became Darth Vader, and all you see is him go no, and
that's
then
it.
that's it. I know, and that kind of sucks because there's so much more history there. There's like 20 plus years of Darth Vader being this brutal, like badass villain. Like sure, whatever. We got to see him become this guy, but now I want to see Darth Vader in action, and that's what I loved about Rogue One, because Rogue One had that one scene where another spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, but these guys are all in this hallway, this pitch black hallway, and this door opens up, and they're all positioned with their guns pointing at a door, and all you hear is the breathing of Darth Vader, and then you just see a red lightsaber go, psh, and then they're just one guy's like, open fire, and it's just a huge like clusterfuck of lasers and smoke and everything bombarding Darth Vader as he just like at a steady pace walks through this hallway and tears shit up. These guys he like destroys these people, and that's like what I was more things like that are what I was more excited about. I wanted to see Darth Vader be a villain, especially with the visual effects that we had at that point. I wanted to see like how evil was Darth Vader really, because that's what they teased him to be in the first movies. And I'm like, man, I wish I could have seen more of Darth Vader. But once they actually got to Darth Vader, they entered the prequels, and I was like, man, like what a way to blue ball someone, you know what I'm saying? Like sure, everything leading up to it was great, but I was just there. I wanted to see, like what led us up to the actual points where the movies take place, And that's why
Yeah,
one show I am excited for is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
yeah, that'll be exciting because that'll show more stuff.
Hmm.
Star Wars Rebels showed a lot of what you're actually talking about. A lot of these other shows, I know that you don't watch it, and some other people don't watch them, but
I've heard people, I've seen a few scenes from Star Wars Rebels, and I've heard that it shows a lot more of that in-depth stuff, and that's why I'm actually more interested in Star Wars Rebels than I am Clone Wars, and I was considering, watching it.
well, Star Wars Rebels is just it's more like a continuation, a few years after, let's say, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like what was it? Season 7 was the last one.
I
You know,
think.
it's like a while after that. Rex is old and all these guys, and oh, spoiler alert, by the way. Once again, spoiler alert.
Right.
But yeah, it shows so much more content of Thrawn and Vader, and just him, and how much control he has over people, the fucking Empire. Besides,
Sorry.
obviously
Excuse me.
Palpatine.
Right.
Yeah,
But no, and then
oh,
another issue I have with the prequels is just more logistical issues, like overuse of CGI. The CGI was too immature for the time, in my opinion. And there was so much, and they could have done it right, but in my opinion, there was too much. I'm sorry. It took away from the story, and it became rather detrimental. Like Jar Jar Binks, if they could have just put him in a costume, and honestly, I think it would have seemed a little more fitting.
oh hell
Um,
no.
no, they actually, I think they did a test run with a guy in a costume, and it didn't look too much more different. It looked less cartoony. That's what I will say that. But
Was this
also,
motion capture? Was
no,
Jar
no,
Jar
not.
motion capture?
Yeah, he's motion captured, but then like I think animated over top and exaggerated it in his movements.
I mean, yeah, that's why everybody hates him. I'm
Right.
kidding. I
But
like him.
also, well, we all know he was the real villain of the story.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for sure. Darth Jar
but
Jar, yeah.
also I didn't like how, like, I didn't understand how we went from using all these really cool droids and these drones and this. Sorry, today's just not my day, man. We used all this artificial intelligence and like AI and drones, and then in these later movies we moved to clones. There's no, like, there's just no good reasoning there. We have stormtroopers, right? When the Empire could easily have used the drones and everything from there. Like, why are we more high tech in the past than we are in the movies? And the one excuse for that is because we had better visual effects by the time the prequels were made. And then, but a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans, they beg to differ that, nah, the main series takes place during the Dark Ages or something, effectively, like like an economical decline or something. So droids were impractical, and I'm like, nah, I don't buy it. 20 years and whatnot.
No,
That's not enough,
I
man.
don't. I don't think that was just the case. I feel like so. If you watch obviously the spin-off series and stuff,
Hmm.
originally Sidious and Dooku of Sereno, they had a deal with Poggle the Lesser and the Queen of the Geonosa.
Hmm.
Fuck, my lisp is killing me. Oh my god. Anyway, they had a deal with them, with and obviously they're paying them and stuff to build these battle droids for them and their army and stuff.
Hmm.
But Palpatine, after the war finished, he wanted a change. He didn't want the old way of what they were doing to basically come out and, just infect their way of doing things now. So droids are not going to be an option. He already just told everybody, like, hey, the Jedi were traitors and stuff, and he's got this new empire. So why would he use the separatist droids? He already just told people the separatists were defeated. So doing that would turn everybody just against him. Not that they could do much about it, but he also felt like, from what I was seeing, he also felt like humans were more sophisticated and could work better with their own free will instead of just mindless droids.
Right, right. But I mean, personally, that's just lazy writing to me. I feel like again, this stuff was all made after the fact because they want to build off of what was already a pretty incredible story. And so they needed means of explaining it. But I really, if you think about it, if you had droids that were as autonomous as like what they had already, they're cheaper than people, and they're just they would be more efficient because you can just pump a shit ton of them out, even if they weren't like the best at being tactical. You know what I'm saying? And so really, logistically, there was no reason for them to get rid of the droids. And so, and a lot of those continuation issues you'll find in like the revisions of the old movies, because like what's on Disney Plus right now is like the fourth time revised movie with like special effects and different reshot scenes, so they can try to make it seem more like it's part of the continuity with the prequels. So honestly, if you were to watch the actual 1970s like 2 or 4 release or whatever of the original Star Wars, they didn't have like nearly as many droids and other background components as they do in these new ones. It's in these new ones because they got a lot of people complaining about that. And they're like, well, where's all this technology in the original ones then? And so they actually went back and they added some extra shots, they added some extra VFX and everything into the old movies so that you can see a bunch more shit in the background, like droids and you know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to connect the two now, and they're trying to patch it together with some pretty lazy stitching, if you ask me.
I think it's fine. I mean, Palpatine was trying to fucking evolve. He was evolving with his shit. And honestly, he was right. I mean, were expensive, by the way. Like, it was high-tech equipment, plus the transport vehicles he was using all supported the droids, so that was a lot of money as well.
Yeah, but I'm sure maintaining a whole bunch of droids would be a lot more cost efficient than maintaining a whole bunch that same amount of clones, because you have to pay for food, you have to pay for living quarters, living space. Whereas all these droids, you just fold up inside these big containment units, and they run off of what I guess whatever batteries or whatever they have. So if you think about, and I'm overthinking this now at this point, it really doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, like, if you really think about it, the droids are the most efficient. They're the most efficient method, and that's the one they probably would have gone to if it were a more realistic situation. Again, I'm way over analyzing this now,
No,
but
you're fine. You're fine. I just think you're fucking wrong. Well, they're more efficient, but they weren't more effective. The clones, obviously, and the humans
I don't know,
were
man.
way more.
Stormtroopers weren't quite that effective either. They couldn't aim like 5 feet in front of them. So
Well, you haven't watched fucking Clone Wars or Bad Batch.
yeah, but the clones and stormtroopers, I mean, even though the argument is that they're the same, they're kind of not. There's a large generational difference between the two. Man, I'm pretty sure they don't actually use the clones for the stormtroopers anymore. I thought they took kids from families.
Oh well, they still use clones. They're not making them anymore, but they use the ones they have left,
Right. So
and
they
then they use
threw.
the humans.
It's funny because it seems like now they're moving to the more and more inefficient options. They're they first they get rid of the droids, the cheapest and in my opinion the more efficient and method to go, and then they have clones, which is fine. Now you have clones, you can mass produce clones, they grow up and they take a lot more time to grow up, but eventually they'll grow up and they're battle ready. And now they got rid of that, but they just use whatever they have left, and now they're like, let's just kidnap some children, like who's gonna notice? Like, that's obviously better than clones, right? So I don't know, man.
Yeah, and I guess the droids didn't have morals, and let's say like in spoiler alert for Bad Batch. In Bad Batch, um they were testing out humans to
Mhm.
replace the clones with. And one of the tests, Grand Moff Tarkin had them do was go to this village and kill a bunch of innocent children and women. And the dudes wouldn't do it, so they killed them. And then once the other humans saw that you die if you don't listen to what the fuck they say, they just started unloading lead.
Yeah, no, I think, but you ask a bunch of super battle droids to go do that or whatever you call them, or droidicas, and they would do it without hesitation or in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, you already know. Those dudes would
So
roll up, the fucking droidecas would roll up, roll across across them fucking kids, dog.
yeah, pretty much. Like, again, it's just. But like, I mean, I get why they are getting rid of all these things, and they made them when they did. Well, because when they made the prequels, they were like, cool. Well, this is a futuristic setting. We want to make things look more flashy. We want to start, adding more to this world. But I think sequels would have been a better option to go about doing something like that than prequels, because the sequels we have now, man, if only Lucas had directed them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. But I'm sure he. Well, I
Sure.
actually don't know what he thinks about him. But
Well, I'm sure he banked out big selling the rights to that to Disney, though.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
It's definitely worth the money.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the new ones aren't bad. I don't think they're that bad
I
as
hate the
everybody's
new
making them
ones
out.
with a passion. The only one I like of the new ones is Rogue One and the very first one, The Force Awakens or whatever.
Yeah.
In the second one of the new trilogy, I got like halfway through the movie and then I clocked out. I was like, this is really bad writing. Like, I could have written a better movie than that. Like, yeah. And then I didn't even watch the third one. I went I kind of watched reviews and stuff on it later, and I kind of skimmed through the movie too to see what it was all about. And oh my gosh, man, way to like take everything that was built up in this story and completely throw it out the trash, throw it out the window completely. The Skywalker, Luke being, or Anakin being chosen one, Luke being whatever, like balance in the Force. Wait, just, yeah, like who gives a shit about any of that? Everything that Han Solo did, Princess Leia, they died. Who cares? I guess Luke went from being he went from being a man who fought for just reasons and being like a hero and a man who fought to do what was right and keep balance, to being like, oh god, I made a mistake and now I have to go into hiding forever, and you know what, the Jedi need to die. Like, I don't know what amateur writer they brought on board for that to kind of mutilate the character development of Luke Skywalker, but I was really excited at the end of the first movie in the new sequel, in the new trilogy, because I was like, man, Luke's here and it's the actual actor, and I want to see like what he's become now, like how I want to see him be the wise old, the wise old master, or what do they call him, the wise old Jedi master that like Obi-Wan was, or that Qui-Gon Jinn was, or something like that, or Yoda even. But nope. And then they go and they burn the sacred scrolls and everything, and it's like, well, then what was the point of him staying around here? And also, they was like, I can't even read the sacred scrolls, so I'm like, well, okay, what's going on here? And then there's the whole deal with Rey, and
Ray
then
Palpatine or
yeah, Rey
Skywalker.
Palpatine, but then she changed her name to Skywalker, and I don't understand why that happened. And then and
You don't
then
want nothing to do with her granddaddy. I mean, she just killed her granddaddy.
yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a hot mess, the whole thing in total. It had a very strong start, in my opinion, actually, with the first movie. It really felt like it was setting up quite a lot, and it was exciting. But for Luke Skywalker, ultimately, like the death of Han Solo was already like, wow, this is like, like that was real a shock. But I was like, okay, fine, I can look past this, you know, because it seemed like they were trying to set up a very deep story for, Kylo Ren. And Kylo Ren honestly was the best part of any of those movies. It was is it Adam Drive or something? It was his acting was really well done in a lot of the shots, and so that was the most enjoyable aspect of those movies in my opinion. Um, but like in the second movie when Luke Skywalker force projects to this planet to what did he even do?
I don't even remember. I
He didn't
watched that
even do
movie
anything. He
like
just sat out in front there and let the the AT-ATs or AT-ATs shoot at him, and then didn't even really fight Kylo Ren. He just kind of bought some time for them to get away. It's like I don't know. Sorry, I'm going on a rant.
no, you're good. I thought that was a badass scene though. I will not lie. That had some Infinity War vibes when
I
all
will
those
admit the scene
AT-ATs showed
visually
up.
was quite impressive, and I was excited when they got out there. It's like, oh, he's gonna fight. But at the same time, also Luke's reasoning, he saw darkness in his Padawan, so he was ready to kill him for a second there. And I was like, man, that's
Homie
way
had a
out of
bad
character.
dream. He got homicidal.
Yeah.
Homicidal.
Yeah, I've got an issue with that though. Like I'm like that's so out of character. Like why would he do
Well,
that?
I mean, I'm sure Yoda and them probably told him about what happened when they had bad visions about Anakin and they didn't do shit. And then
Yeah, but
you know, he wasn't gonna make the same mistake. First sign of trouble, off go his head.
yeah, I don't know, maybe. But
But then
I
again, it could have been like something else, and maybe trying to kill him made him just a little bit mad, you know?
and yet somehow yeah, that's true. But yet then somehow Palpatine was alive through it all. And then what was up with Snoke? He was a completely useless villain.
Snoke was a whole
Snoke?
ass clone. He was a fucking clone, and Palpatine used his hatred once again. We're bringing this back to transfer his soul over into one of the fucking clones.
Oh, that's so dumb. I'm sorry. Why can't they bring like an original villain or have a new proper conflict and stop making everything so focused on like the Jedi? Honestly, that's why I like the first movies, because there was more focused on the almost like the political aspect. It had a good balance between the mystical aspect and the protagonist style adventure story of the Jedi and the political aspect of the actual war, and that was really fun. And it felt like in some places they were trying to do that here in this new trilogy, but they were focusing too much on the Jedi and like just like they did in my opinion in the prequels. But the prequels were made specifically for an explanation of a Jedi story, so I can excuse that. But here, it was just a big. All they did ever was really rehash all what the other movies did, like the Star Killer. Like, come on, we've already blown up like 2 Death Stars, and then we go and blow up the Star Killer again. Like that was it was again, it was just a rehash of the same formula. And then I don't even know what happened with Snoke and everything. And then they like teamed up, Kylo Ren and Rey teamed up together, and then they killed Snoke, and then they fought, and then they were enemies again, and then I don't know. And then I
Honestly,
didn't.
I need to. I was gonna say, I feel like they should have a series called like fucking Dooku, you know, because I want to see what it was like when Master Dooku was training under Yoda, and when he trained Qui-Gon Jinn, you know,
Mhm.
and maybe like as he was, you know, Count Dooku of Sereno, Dos Tyrannus, you know. I want to know more
Yeah, that'd
about
be
his
really cool.
life. I mean, I know more about his life because you know in Legends it talks about it, but I want to see it on the screen, you know.
Yeah, no,
That
I
would be
agree with
kind of
you.
interesting, you know. I wonder what he thought when his master said he was trying to get Anakin as an apprentice. He already knew there could only be two. So what did he think was going to happen when they did?
I don't know, man. That's a good question though. That would be a fun and compelling story, I think. But it depends if on the execution, and that's what made Rogue One so good. We need more movies like Rogue One. That one was like it was like the freaking oh what do you call it? They got lucky with Rogue One. They did real good on that. But that one wasn't trying to be anything particularly it wasn't trying to rehash any new formula or anything. It was just its own movie, but it took place in this world as means to explain something that happened in the past. And they did so gosh darn good with Rogue One. Best Star Wars movie I've seen it's like since the first three. I really like
Yeah.
Rogue One a lot.
Oh, and I remember you mentioned something about being mad Maul was still alive, but I feel like this would be something you might be interested in. or you might find interesting. But in Clone Wars, so Maul had a brother. Obviously all the Knight brothers are brothers, but you know, he had this one called Savage, and Savage was the one that ended up finding Darth Maul in a dump, and we can only assume it was it was sewage and all that shit that got dumped out of that fucking ravine he fell in Naboo, and he brought him back to the Night Sisters, and they used magic to make him sane again and built him new robotic legs. But after they did that, Savage and Maul went on a whole ass spree, and they basically were just trying to take over the universe. They ended up taking
didn't
over
they take over Mandalore or something?
Yeah, that nigga was like the king of Mandalore. It's the craziest shit. And one thing though is nobody really talks about this, but when Palpatine found out that Maul wasn't dead, like he thought he was, his apprentice.
Right.
The second he found out he wasn't dead, he went to go visit him.
I saw that scene
dude.
actually.
What a nice dude.
Yeah.
And then tried to kill him.
That was kind of funny, but he didn't want him to get in the way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was his whole ass. That was his whole ass goal. He probably would have, liked it. He was trying to. He was gonna kill Palpatine, Kenobi, fucking everybody that stood in his way.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, and see, I guess I'm a little bit judgmental with this series, but honestly, what bothers me too is they obviously killed Darth Maul off. They should have committed to his death though. I hate when writers they kill a character off, and unless it's like like they've already preconceived that they would come back, and then they decide later in the story, let's bring this guy back, act like he never died. You know what I'm saying?
Dave Filoni and George Lucas made Clone Wars, so they already had that planned.
I know, but still, I'm just like, don't cut him in half then. I don't know.
Character development.
Or just stab him and let him fall. With a stab wound, it'd be more reasonable if he had actually survived. His legs were completely severed. He fell down a sewage thing. He would have gotten so much infection. He would have been dead. No, and he would have bled out. But even though, I get the argument, blah, 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 lightsabers cauterize the wound. No amount of cauterization, I feel like, would have saved him from bleeding out from that wound.
Well, I mean, you saw that he didn't bleed out at all.
I know, as he was falling, there was no bleeding.
He got
But also that impact. That impact would open up a wound.
Well, he could have used the Force to stop or slow him down.
I don't know if he was conscious enough to use the Force.
Well, maybe there's a lot of trash at the bottom. There had to have been something to cushion his fall, because he obviously didn't... you can see, physically, he didn't sustain any, like hella damage when he fell. His skull's not smashed in, nothing. Well, yeah. Okay, I think one of his horns is broken. But other than that, there was no, physical damage. And he built himself some legs and shit. I don't know what... Because, okay, so... He built himself spider-like legs. But there's no way he could have did that unless he met somebody who was, a doctor and was able to attach his nerves into the fucking shit.
Right.
So somebody must have met up with him between when his brother found him and when Obi-Wan fucking murked his ass.
I don't know, man. I haven't watched it. I just don't know enough about it. But yeah, I personally just think that as far as story is concerned, without all the visual flashiness, The Mandalorian first season was really good. I enjoyed that one. Of all the Star Wars things, I enjoyed the original Star Wars, Rogue One, and The Mandalorian season 1. Season 2 wasn't quite as good, but it is a sequel to season 1, so I can't expect it to be as good. But season 1 was really, real good. Ugh, I loved it, man. It's just because I like it. I like it when they don't rehash all the same formulas that they did, years ago, and they try to do something new with this world, and that's exactly what they did with Mandalorian.
Yeah. Oh, like how they do with Dragon Ball. Every Dragon Ball Z game, it's the same thing. The story you just play through the entire story.
Oh yeah, and same thing with Dragon Ball Super. I have an issue with Dragon Ball Super. Honestly, I like the urgency. The last good fight in Dragon Ball, in my opinion, was the Frieza fight. And that was because that was the only fight where you could really feel a sense of urgency. Like, man, if he don't win, he's gonna die, and so will everyone else on Earth. Like, this is,
Oh yeah.
and it didn't feel like he could just power his way through this with a new form. We didn't even know a new form existed, like Super Saiyan. We just were like, oh shit, he has to fight against a really strong opponent, and the world is like breaking and falling apart around him. So that was, and it was a 4 hour fight. So not only was it long and brutal, but it was just like, I don't know, it had a very heavy sense of urgency, and that really helped to, push the plot forward. But every, consecutive fight after that with some major villains, it just kind of felt, redundant, because it was like, oh yeah, he's got this new form now, and now he's not even focused about like protecting people. He's more focused about unlocking and going further beyond and all that stuff. And now you go into Dragon Ball Super, and that's all Dragon Ball Super is. They're trying to get stronger, and they fight in tournaments because they want to get stronger.
They were fighting in tournaments. I thought they were fighting in the tournament because they didn't want their fucking, the whole fucking universe to get erased.
That's true,
Because
but
isn't that what
before
happened?
that, what would happen was before that is they was just they were settling an argument between the two gods of destruction, and then Xeno was like, "This looks fun. Let's do a more high intensity, um, like a more high intensity tournament." But I also
Oh,
hate
yeah.
Dragon Ball because none of the deaths have any impact. It's like, no, you'll just bring them back.
The dragon with the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, none of them. I mean, there have been many times they could have wished Grandpa Gohan back or the original King Piccolo, but they never did.
I mean, that's true, but those guys are like side characters. With any like protagonist death,
Dude,
like
King Piccolo was one of the most major villains in the series.
King Piccolo was
He
one of the
set
most
up a-
major villains at the beginning in the Dragon Ball series. As far as Dragon Ball Z and the rest of it is concerned, he was,
I mean, if he ate Goku at that very moment, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would have been no other series. It would have been over. Over like that.
I think he kill Goku too as a kid.
Now, he didn't kill him, but he broke Goku's arm.
Yeah.
But if he fucking paid more attention and just like, fucking ate his ass, he would have got punched through his fucking gut.
Hmm. Yeah, but and that's why I like the original Dragon Ball much better than Dragon Ball Z and much better than Dragon Ball Super. It just
It
has
is
better plot,
interesting.
in my opinion.
It is interesting. I did like the dynamic between Piccolo Jr. and Goku though, but he did the same thing, cocky as shit. Once again, like his daddy, thinking, "Oh, let me just play with Goku's fucking decaying body," and then Goku's all like, "Fucking, let me fucking headbutt your ass, murked."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. But no, I find that there's a lot of issues like that in story writing nowadays. Is people lack originality and creativity, and they try to rehash the same formulas over and over again. And you can do that, but try to put your own twist on some of these formulas. And a lot of people don't know how to commit to a death because they don't want to let go of a character that they've developed very heavily. I'm saying if you've made a character very heavily and it's their time to go, I say commit to the death and do it full-heartedly. Make it as emotional as possible, because that's what's going to inflict a heavy emotional response from people, and that's what's going to make people like your craft. When some huge event happens like that, and you learn to like let the character go, because I feel like it's really good storytelling when it invokes a heavy emotional response. When I watch a movie and I finish it and I'm crying because of the ending of the movie, that's a damn good movie.
They
If it
get you
was,
attached to the characters. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and they pull that all away from you, that's really good writing. And I haven't seen any recent movies come out that can do that. Last time I saw a movie that made me cry was when I was like, I think I was like 13, and I watched Braveheart. And oh my gosh, dude, that with Mel Gibson and everything, his acting just helped to serve the plot, the urgency in the movie, and it just felt, it needs to feel grounded too. And yeah, he died in the end, spoiler alert, but like, that was a good one though. I cried when I watched that one. I bawled my eyes out like a friggin' baby.
Damn, that is crazy.
And so that's the kind of writing, like, if I ever, because I want to be an author like in my retirement and make short stories while I go through the music career. But if I ever publish books, I want to make some that are heavy enough to the point where they can evoke heavy emotional responses out of people as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time what I did was when I like really heavily felt it was definitely when I was watching Tokyo Avengers. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but it's a
I
new gen
haven't.
anime that
Hmm.
recently came out. About these two gangs that fighting and stuff, and this one kid who's traveling back in time to try to, and one of the gangs killed his middle school girlfriend, which I don't
Hmm.
even know. This guy like 26, he's still like trying to like get his girlfriend fucking back and shit from the brink of death.
Maybe he
And
was like
each time
26 years old and he was still a virgin.
yeah, he was, yeah, basically,
Nice, nice.
and, he basically just wanted to get another chance. He wanted to fuck the fucking fuck to fuck time travel. You know what I mean? So he kept going back in time trying to change shit, and it was working. And he was changing shit, but each time he changed shit, another fucking his girlfriend would always like die. There would always be some new way she died.
Oh, that's
You
sad.
know what I mean? And it would keep fucking with him. And then when we thought we finally had like the thing, he finally did it. Fucking bam, dead.
She
And it was
died
so
again?
fucking yeah, she died
God
again.
damn it. See, but
I'm not gonna tell
stuff.
you how, but you need to watch it.
Well, now I have to watch it, knowing like what I just heard. Like, that sounds like a pretty compelling story.
And he, I don't know, the voice actor is very like he's so good. It's very like you get sucked into it, hoping that okay, this is the time. This is shit that he needed to do.
Huh.
Because he's trying to dismantle the entire gang from the future that killed her. From the very start by joining the gang and becoming the leader of it by
Interesting.
going
Okay.
back in time when they were all kids.
Right, right. I wonder, man. Now I want to know if like he actually succeeds in the end, but I kind of don't
Well,
because I want to see.
season 2 is still coming out, so it's not
Oh,
it's
it's
not
not
over
even
yet.
over. Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out though.
crazy. It is crazy. Damn. This whole video is just spoiler alert. I'm so sorry,
Once
dog.
again, I'm sorry.
Oh man. But yeah. So we're actually at time now. So thank you guys for coming and watching. If you're on YouTube and listening, if you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the other platforms, basically. If you like our podcast, please leave a like, download, share on platforms, whatever one you have. If you have anything that you're interested in hearing us talk about, or you want to hear me say something fucking stupid with my lisp, then leave a comment below or give us a email or a DM on our social media platforms that we'll have linked down below in our link tree. And with that, Tommy, you're hosting next week, right?
Yes, I am.
Got you, got you. You got him. Anyway, you guys have a beautiful day, and we'll see you then.
All right, we good?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah. Turn it off.
Right now?
Turn it the fuck off.
Okay,
What are you
okay,
waiting
okay,
for?
okay, okay.